Okay, everyone. Got Shaquem in the building. West Coast Wise, Knowledge Law, Wise You, Shakanulu, original Mr. 120, Divine Understanding, I Got Sincere. We got a little topics today, ain't too complex. You know what I'm saying? Everybody give each one, teach one, hit the like button. I actually didn't record this time myself, man. Let me take a minute and share this on my Facebook and Twitter and all of that, so we can get the rest of our people up in here. Everybody take a minute to do that. Then we're gonna get into dealing with first things first and recognizing jewels. You know what I'm saying? A little something that I learned coming into the knowledge that helped me a lot. You know what I mean? Just dealing with first things first. You know, and not just dealing with first things first, but dealing with things one at a time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get a little caught up, in trying to multitask. This is one of the skills that we've been kind of, trained to cultivate in the society that we live in. Truth Rules, Larry, Mary Luna. Welcome to the channel, Mary Luna. Yeah, right. Last things last. One at a time. Y'all are probably already aware of what sparked that title. But let me share this real quick on my other pages. So everybody can know we're doing what we do. Okay. Mary Luna said, "You cannot see me now." Is that very important? Because I can't see you either. I'm just saying. It's Jarrell Bowling came in. Self-realization, complete God love. So, what sparked this topic today is Mary Luna. I don't want to say I'm watching you, but I'm aware. I'm aware of you. I'm aware of you. Get back to my point. What sparked this was a brother was asked what degrees he know. Now, first of all, right, and this is going to sound uh, uh, maybe redundant, maybe oversimplified. But listen, first and foremost, right, you should know what you know. As an extension of that, it would also be good if you know what you don't know. So, that's the first thing. When somebody asks you, what do you know of something that you're supposed to have on cap? And it takes you a while to answer. That's kind of a sign that you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. But that's not, the end. So the verse says, he knows the 1 to 10. He knows the first 2 degrees in the 1 to 14. And he knows the first 25 of the 1 to 36. See, what happens when you don't deal with first things first and last things last? But some people is fancy. Some people is able to do that. Some people is able to put the cart in front of the horse and still make it to their destination. How they do it, I don't know. I'm not that swift with it. There's some people that apparently, right, they can start with the baby and then come out with the parents. They can have the baby first. But for the rest of us, it's just easier if you do things first, and last things last. One step at a time. Listen, this is one of the most basic meanings of supreme mathematics. Knowledge the most. Knowledge is first, born is complete. And you have to go one step at a time in order to ensure success. There may be some times you start from born and go to nothing. I'm not aware. But I'd like to see you, just ensure that success. A person, people don't get the diploma and then go to school. And the way that people are choosing to study, right, is in the most difficult way. Like there's some things you want to do like that. Like look, when you get a plate of food, right? You want to get a little, you want to get a little chicken, a little rice, little peas, you know, little gravy. You want to get a little bit of everything. So I understand the concept, you know what I mean? It's all these things here, and you hearing people speak, and people are speaking from all these different degrees. And so you want to know a little bit about it, which is great. To get there in due time. See, because all you're doing, right, is making more work for yourself at the end. Like there's a, and this is something we was talking about yesterday, just in terms of, and this has to do with the second part, right? Recognizing jewels. Again, there's many different situations. Like I said, my daughter just came back from college, so I have these conversations with. Uh, Actually, I think she's after the millennials, but I get these fancy terminologies. What is this? Oh no, I don't be watching. I don't be watching like that West Coast. I because it's not like I'm really looking for. My thing was not specifically. I seen his name around before, but I never knew who he was. But you specifically saying something and providing, a narrative that I just, we can touch on that too. With his other things, like, see, look, the good comes with the bad. You see a lot of things that, you talk about the statistics, right? But those statistics was our life. Like, listen, man, let me tell you something. Everybody right now is all with this defund the police. Let me tell you something, man. The prison, the school to prison pipeline was made for Generation X. That's the people who populated a large part of the 80s and the early 90s. That's the people who was of age that was out there. And you want to talk about who was Hillary Clinton talking about when she said president? She was talking about y'all brothers that's just born in 1985. See, there's a lot of things. We was the first generation. There's a lot of things. We was the only generation that had to deal with that. And we still here. But that's a whole other issue. You know what I'm saying? What I want to get into is the part that I was saying in terms of recognizing jewels. You can see, I see people, brother tries to tell you something, right, in reference, to just things that he's learned in this experience of having knowledge. And a lot of times I see that there's people that don't recognize Jews. They don't recognize, and see, I'm gonna tell you something. It's y'all fault. See, because I come on here and bill, right? And then look, I had this happen to me the other day. I said something to somebody, right? he said something stupid back. But I ain't correct him. I just let him think whatever stupid thing he wanted to think. And see, I'm comfortable doing that because I do my duty. I do my duty every day. Wait, what? So somebody said that getting it in jail is harder than getting it in the street. And it's bubble gum out here. I mean, look. Yeah, look, I chalk it up to this. I got the knowledge out here. So I really can't say what that experience is. And he really can't say, what the experience is getting knowledge out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will be talking, and look, I don't know what they talking about. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, I mean, see, for me, that's not the type of thing that I have the time to analyze. Like when you on the front line, right? You don't know what's going on with the supply lines. You don't have time to be looking back there. You don't got time for that. She said, ask Lord Divine was a bubble gum in the cipher in front of a large school. I mean, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? These, I'll get caught up in these different listeners. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that often becomes involved. And look, I probably do it too. But that often becomes involved. You see what I'm saying? See, after, because I tell you how these things work. And I'm not saying it's really doing. But this is how I think. I'm telling you something more about how I think than necessarily what he's doing. Let's look at it that way, right? You see, after you show that everybody else is fucked up and the shit that they do is a travesty, then you point out that, but see me, now I'm 100% right, exact. See how I got it. Listen, man, you gotta laugh these things off. You gotta laugh these things off. You know what I'm saying? So all I can tell you is this much. What happened in there, in terms of the 5%, started out here. And what happened out here never started from in there. So I'm not exactly sure who he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, like I said, these narratives, God. What do you mean? What does he mean by that? That brothers in there more lessons or something? What do you mean? What exactly do you mean by it? Hey, stays. You understand what I'm saying? You couldn't mean, right, what it takes to live these mathematics out was easier in jail. or was harder in jail. There's no way you could tell me that. Because see, in there, you're not holding the 616 tons. You can't. Yeah, you got short above your head. You can't uphold a 616 tons. What you gonna do for your woman? How you gonna till that land and you in the penitentiary?
The penalty.
You understand what I'm saying? And everything that come with it. The earth weighs 616 tons with everything on it, because everything that's on it came from in it. So your women and your babies. What can you tell me about that? That was harder in there. Yeah, it might have been harder on your emotions because you couldn't do what you were supposed to do. Who you saying? You had to study more than us? What was the case? There's a lot of these things, man, you gotta check them out, right? And just before I even attempt to dispute you, right? Let's just look at what you're saying on his face. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't understand that either, right? You heard about that, Shaq King? Yeah, so to get it right and exact, you got to get locked up. Or is he out here spreading this new right and exact method? To always beware these people. And like I said, man, I'm not saying that's what he's doing. And I don't know, brother. Like I said, I don't watch his stuff. But see, these things, what I'm telling you, man, that's what Yakub said. All that's Yakub shit. And, in time, it always shows up, man, that every motherfucker who comes around as the big head scientist and everybody else is wrong, nobody else knows what they're talking about, right? And they always the one with the solution, as long as you follow me.
They wasn't no non-bull.
Listen,
They was.
I never been 59,999. In the 85 world, I was not 59,999. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not adding your bullshit on to make me one of the 60,000.
Where you from?
I don't know. You got a lot of new experts that showed up in the last years, right?
Ask me what the tree of life is like.
And my thing is,
you got knowledge, but what the tree like?
Exactly.
What's the tree like?
You got a lot of experts, right, that have shown up, right?
Yeah.
With no evidence of their expertise other than them talking. Like you had to tell me you were an expert.
Claim them.
Yeah. See, like, look, LeBron James don't gotta tell you he's a baller. You wait till my term's up. Y'all ain't pick me? All right. You ain't got to do that. See? Just like, look, you see a motherfucker run up and down, yo, I'm tough, I'm hard. How often is that nigga really tough? Peace. How often is that nigga really tough? When the motherfucker walk around, I'm smarter. How often is that motherfucker really smart?
See, you run up to somebody who's really intelligent.
See what I'm saying?
And he take you to the depth with the lift. Stop scratching the surface. A monkey can read, doesn't make it right, player. The man running out there, you gotta have history. You gotta have a foundation.
Yeah.
We deal with actual facts.
That's another one West Coast wise. Where you get yourself locked up, right? And the trials and tribulations that you go through when you get locked up, you get yourself under the impression that you did that for the gods.
Nah, the lessons are a blessing, man. Don't be trying that.
You got locked up on your own, and you was a 5% in a certain atmosphere. I mean, look, right now, right? If some motherfuckers come right now in South Street Seaport, right? And get on a loudspeaker and say, look, we about to beat every motherfucker with a New York ID in the head. Guess what? I'm rocking with the Crackers and Bensonhurst. I don't care. Listen, if you ain't from here, you gonna be in trouble. You understand what I mean? But that's the situation where we at. To say that, oh, that's for the 5%. No, that was to save my life. That was because I had to survive in that situation. You get a lot of people, man, you've been persecuted. No, you ain't persecuted, man. Stop putting that on us. Stop putting that on us. Stop saying you did that for. And listen, that ain't nothing new.
Prosecute who?
That ain't nothing new.
Where you name
That's
afterwards name that.
You got people who had the knowledge from the very beginning doing that same thing. They did all this for the guys. They did all that for the guys. Man, anyway, just getting back to what we was already talking, because I don't want to get sidetracked. I really, look, it's rare that we're gonna have a shortage, you know what I'm saying, of people talking crazy. I really don't know why they attracted to us like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, right now we you said West Coast. Didn't Elijah say in the Malcolm X movie that the camera is heavy and it's tempting? Yeah, look, man, that's something. If gotta start realizing that's a coveted thing now. It's not the same. You just documenting things. You know what I'm saying? Brothers here building, and you like now you got people that is actively trying to get on the show.
What they call them carbon copies.
Yeah. So that's a whole science.
5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, that's a whole science. See, like I said, with that situation, that was one of the things that blew that situation out of proportion, was that the camera was there. Once you got the camera there, you know what I'm saying? Now certain things is just for show. It's really a performance. It's not that's not what people's really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But just in terms of studying, man, first things first, I'm gonna tell you another thing. And understanding is the best part, right? And one of the reasons that understanding is the best part is because it grows in time. It's not something that you can get. You can't just pick it up off the ground. A person can't just rub your hand and put it on you. You understand what I'm saying? It grows over time. So see, that's another reason, man, when first things first, just study it, man. Get the knowledge of it. You're not going to get the understanding of it until you have the complete knowledge of it.
We're about to pay mathematics to pay nothing. Do you understand it?
See, but how can you understand it until you've gone through the lessons one by one and learn how to use it? Yeah, you could know it, and you could give me this little speech that, knowledge is the foundation, and the sun is the foundation, and all this stuff like that. But if you really
know how to apply it.
Yeah. Look, there is other ways.
Yes, it is.
But we have a systematic way that was given to us since 1964. And we've refined it and honed it a little bit. You understand what I mean? But how they say, why try to fix something that's not broke?
Yeah, listen, tell them, we made it walk and talk. We didn't refine it. Let's get it correct. We make it let it walk and talk.
Yeah, exactly.
We were allowed to make it walk and talk, but we truly understand. We understand our quality to be born alive, not dead. So let them know.
You guys, y'all in Mount Mars Park playing chess. Shakim said, peace. Which Shakim is that?
Shakim, right?
Hmm?
Huh?
He said they're in the park with Shakim.
Shakim, right?
Oh, the nurse? You must be talking about the nurse.
Tell about who Shakim, right? You talking about?
What Shakim you talking about? Mr. Green one, what Shakim you talking about? West Coast Wise said that's the positive and negative of having the cameras rolling. We don't teach that in a lot of school. There's a generation of 5% that came up after that. And we generally, guess you have to complete that. We generally view it in a positive light, whereas some people who got it older or think they have some kind of weight view it differently. Now, I would say it was the people really in the middle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was the people who, and the people who, you know, generally 85 people who thought they knew, you know what I'm saying, but didn't really know. That, like I said, all the people who was under the impression that all of this was happening over something that he was saying. You understand what I mean? You know, a lot of people at the end of the day, you know, you had the opportunity to just ask me what happened with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's one of them things too where, like I said, none of them really say anything to me. So I really didn't even know that these people existed like that. Like I knew it was a handful, but I didn't know, you know, it was this whole viewpoint. You know, then when M tells me that 85% of the nation looked at it like that. So I had to say, wait, hold on. See, first of all, what y'all are talking about is something that was said. What I'm talking about is something that was done. And we asked the brother, look, stop doing it, right? Because what you're doing is going to have an effect on everybody since 1964. And none of us have the right to do that. It wasn't a, you know, we from here, you from there, or we know each other and you know, it wasn't that. So that, you know, who knows, man? You know, the important thing, like I said, man, is these things that I'm telling people. And like I said, in terms of recognizing Jews, right? Which is a very important topic because it's not just about recognizing what somebody's telling you. You know what I'm saying? You know, but because I see that sometimes. Where it's like a person, you know, this person know 120 for 40, 50 years. And they're giving this person that just got the knowledge, they saying they having trouble learning it. And as this person is giving them
meat instead of milk.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're totally rejecting. See, even in terms of talking, sometimes you gotta just do the knowledge. Sometimes, you know, especially when you because you gotta
listen, to respect.
Right, and you gotta know how to get the best part. See, there's some people I'm not here to teach them. So see, I just do the knowledge. Now look, I might listen to this person for 30 minutes. And it might be one thing that they tell me, right, that, you know, make any kind of sense to me, right? But that one thing might be so important of a key, right, to my understanding.
Drawing it up.
You see what I'm saying? Now listen, see me, I'm the type, I don't throw the rest away. I keep it right here. You know why?
Keep the best proper journey for yourself.
You know why? Because see, sometimes I just don't understand it right now.
Peace.
Peace.
You got the mic up front, but you talking here.
Yeah, the mic is on.
I hear you up front.
What you want? What's the name?
You know where the door is at? I hear you talking.
Where the door is at?
Where the mic is at? You talking here, but you talking.
He can hear you out there. There's a mic out there. He's saying.
Now somebody must be watching this out there. Ain't no mic that I'm on out there.
Ain't nobody out there but me. But while you talking, it talking up front.
But y'all police. Peace. Y'all got in here wired for sample. What the fuck you talking about? What you talking about? You need
Yeah. I thought
Yeah. Listen. Go up front and tell me till you hear when you talk.
I hear everything you saying outside. That's a
See?
good bill.
Somebody watching.
Yeah, somebody watching outside right now.
I
I was like, yo, keep talking.
you talking about? Y'all wife for sound up in here, son. What's going on?
Yo, Christ.
Oh, that's you watching? Yo, listen. Yo. Oh, man.
Do it outside.
Yeah, man.
Listen.
I knew that was a deal, man.
Okay, I'm out.
Hey, what?
What you mean you keep listening? What?
You streaming now, right? You live, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, that was the good one. Or, yo, when you coming back here?
Tomorrow.
I gotta go to the US Open tomorrow. So I stop by.
Yeah, see, Khalid Kassel, this is high science right here. Where you said, you know, the brother that taught you get the knowledge and then live life. And the understanding is going to come through that. See, that's the research that you already did. Now you got to have the experience of the actual knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but what's happening now is everybody's doing everything out of sequence. You want to be a scholar, right, before you've been a student. Like, yeah, you know, a student is a level of a scholar, but he's a scholar in the making. He still has yet to show and prove his scholastic expertise. But all of that fancy talking, see, what I'm telling you, man, is first things first, last things last. You watch this right here. You watching the end, right? Or you watching the fruition, right, of 35 years. But see, me at 35 days, there was a time I didn't say nothing. There's a time when I came around, I didn't say nothing. I didn't even look. I didn't even stand outside. Like when I came to the rally, I went immediately into the auditorium. I didn't even use the bathroom for a couple months. Like I came in, sat in the auditorium back in the days when they said it was wall-to-wall packed. You know, or like they say, you know, it was wall-to-wall packed at that time. And I just did the knowledge, right? The way you become a good chief, you gotta be a good Indian. And you can't do that skipping steps, man. Skipping steps, you know, like maybe you could do it. You know, let me not put a limitation on you. Perhaps you're better than me. But all of this, you know, 1, 4, 7, 2, 8, 6, that ain't gonna work. Stop trying to do this in a way that you wouldn't do nothing else. Like, this is not a holy science. It's not something that you're gonna just be ordained with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of it. Yeah, we come in with some aspects of it. I came in with a lot of the knowledge and wisdom already. But I didn't have none of the understanding. I didn't know how none of this knowledge that I had was connected. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how it added up to the present. Like, yeah, I seen the linear pattern, but I couldn't give you the, you know, I can tell you the who, the what, the where, the when. But see, the how and the why, I wasn't there. But you gotta go one step at a time. And whatever it is you're doing, mentally or physically. If you're working out, you're not gonna jump from this is the first day that you came in, and then next week you're doing fucking 25 one-arm pull-ups. That's what you're trying to do when you try to skip the step, right? And you refuse the jewel that a person is telling you, look, just study. Like, if you're so smart that you can study all the shit at one time, why don't you just study one thing at one time, get that out the way, and then study all that other stuff? See, there's 1,000 things you could do with your feet. But first, you gotta learn how to just stand up. You can walk, you can run, you can skip, you can jump, you can kick, you can swim. But first, you gotta just learn how to stand up. If you try to do that out of sequence, what's gonna happen? You're gonna bust your head open. And the same thing happens mentally when you go trying to skip these steps. You don't have to be like this person or speak like that person. If you really understand this, you are that person. Everything that exists within him that allows him to express himself in that way exists within you. But the mistake is when you don't realize that that person got there one step at a time. That, listen, every single one of us, saying, had to rock the Dutch cap. And whoever tell you they didn't, tell them I want to see him now. So you ain't get a chance to rock the Dutch cap yet? Come see me. All right, man. Peace. Demetria Whaley. You said Allah Rajin. Yeah, tell Rajin I said peace. You said Allah Shah kept for P-Line. Allah Shah kept for P-Line. Oh yeah, Queen Mac. I should have known it was you because all your know, they got that new variant. Oh man, did y'all see the stock market crash? I haven't had a chance to draw it up yet, but it doesn't look good. You said Shakim is from 174th and University? Or because Rajay not from 174th and University. 174th and University. What do you mean? Is there 174th and you talking about Featherbed Lane? 174th. On 174th Street running to Tremont? I was just up there around the old neighborhood today too. But you know, do we have any questions on you know, what we've been through so far, what we've covered so far, you know, in just something that, you know, in so you need to simplify your study because living is already complicated. And you need to simplify your studying because you're speaking, or you're supposed to be speaking, to those who don't know. Yeah, if look, see, if no one accept it, that's what I'm telling him. He like the media. Like you can't have if around you when you talk. Um, the bridge. Yeah, well, if that's 174th, then it discontinues. It could, you're right, though. As a matter of fact, you're right. That is 174th over there. Oh, so he over there by like Tila Rock Block. Okay. No, that's not the Willis Avenue Bridge. That's the 181st Street Bridge over. I think Shakim. It's 7-9. Yeah, listen. If you let him get his hands on it, he's putting it there. Sadat. Nah, they from New Rochelle. Like they came down to Bronx. You know, they did a lot of pounding, and they used to Sadat used to be with Nice and Smooth a lot. But does anyone else have any questions about studying the lessons? Because let me tell you something, that this is something that happened, right? Now, Thomas was given the mathematics and the alphabet. I'm not sure what else he was given, right? And if y'all recall, the other day, Thomas was here in class, and I had asked him, I heard you kind of stalled out at a certain point. So he said, yeah, he stalled out on the knowledge wisdom. And I asked him, what's the knowledge understanding? So he didn't know. So I told him that it was what master is about. Now, ever since then, they've been taking him through it one at a time like that. And he's advanced more than he's advanced in a month. Just saying to my point, what I'm making about recognizing jewels here, right, is that this systematic, methodical way of studying the degrees, right, is shown improving. Like getting them one at a time, having to quote them before you get the next one. God, people that was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old could quote 120 like that. Now I got grown men telling me how hard it is to learn. I'm not buying that. You're choosing to do it a certain way. You're creating the atmosphere in which you fail. See, all this stuff, man, look, man, the beaten path, a lot of times, is the beaten path for a reason. Is there new things that you can see? Yeah, but it's generally better that you know what the old thing is. Like before I come and reinvent the wheel, I need to know, well, what was they using for the wheel before, and what was the problems with that I'm trying to solve? Shaddai used to stay in the Peace, and he says around Jerome Avenue by the stadium. I mean, I don't know what year that was. Because I used to rest around the stadium, and I don't recall him being around the P's over there. Like the P's over there, you either talking High Bridge or University. I don't remember him being around either one. He said, Sadat is the GOAT, huh? Too nice and smooth, got the knowledge? Nah. I mean, it's clear they was exposed to the knowledge, but I don't call I've never met anybody that said they knew them when they was 5%. He used to stay in the Bronx, and then he moved to. I mean, I can't call it, but I mean, you know, you had that. Yeah, 161st or 167th. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, on 167th, when you're talking about by Jerome Avenue, right? It's 2 train stations. You got the D train up the hill on the concourse. You got the 4 train down the hill on Jerome. You know what I'm saying? Now, from Jerome, you go up the other side of the hill to Shakespeare Avenue, all over there. That's where the projects is. That's where Gold Mine, Victorious, all of the brothers from over there, Ron Do, Ken Do, K-Born, K-Son. You know what I'm saying? I know those brothers. And I don't recall society getting around me. And on the other side of the hill, where you came to the concourse, that's where I rest. So he wasn't up there. At least not. Yeah, I can't, you know. Yeah, you had to, maybe if I saw wherever he said that. All right, you got Y sense exact say. I mean, it's possible, you know what I'm saying? But like I never, I'm pretty sure Leak and them would have said, yo, yeah, he used to be around here. Yeah, I never even heard that. Like, where's those records where he shot out 161st to 167th? I mean, different people lived around the way. Cardi B is from over there. That's where Scott Rock got shot up there. Uh, Larry Davis is from up there. Old Dirty Bastard used to rest up there. But I ain't never heard no signs of Sadat being around there. Yeah, well, I said Zigzag say we was speaking on studying the lessons, uh, and understanding that the way that we teach it is actually a program. And when I say program, I don't mean like programming your mind, but I mean like a program, a step-by-step program to take you from a child who doesn't know who he is, right, to the true and living God. Just like when you go into the school system, that's a program, right, to turn you from a baby into a productive member of the economy and society. And they got a step-by-step program for you to do it, where you don't go from 1st grade to 4th grade, back to 2nd grade, up to 8th grade. It's funny. As I'm looking, I'm right here, right? And the alert just came on my phone. Mullah Divine Infinite just put out another installment with him. Yes, Mullah's a new star. He's like Brother Polite of the Law School of Mecca Channel. Nah, up there by the project, that's High Bridge. Morrisanian is back over where I'm at on the uptick, while the concourse going down towards I think Morrisania probably go back to probably about 3rd Avenue. Probably goes over to like 163rd when you hit that bridge. When you come over that bridge, that's probably Melrose over there. You see, the Bronx, we don't go by that. Ain't nobody, you don't hear people in the Bronx saying that. Like, recently, I guess, you probably start hearing that, but that wasn't ancient. That wasn't, it wasn't customary, you know what I mean? Like, you just was from the Bronx and you was from, this block of those projects. But in terms of like, I'm from Jamaica, Queens, or I'm from Bed-Stuy, you know what I mean? I'm from Harlem. We didn't really do that. Certain sections, Bronx River, Hunts Point, you might hear people say. But generally speaking, nah, you didn't hear that. See, one thing that happened is just historically, right? See, like Brooklyn and Queens wasn't always one thing. It wasn't always like at one time, Brooklyn was like 5 different cities inside of Kings County. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Queens. At one time, like you heard of Astoria, Queens, it's because of this dude, John Jacob Astor. You know what I'm saying? He at one time owned the whole Queens. He started selling the shit off piece by piece. One of the families that he sold it to was the Riken family that ended up part of the property that they bought from him, ended up being Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? So in those boroughs, being that it was like Flatbush at one time was its own city. You know what I mean? So the name is kind of retained. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the P, that's not the history. On Drake Champs, he was speaking on being cool with Boy George. Or, I mean, that it's probably real. It's probably real. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it's not, you know what I mean? But I can tell you that this stuff is kind of all over the place. Like Boy George is that, I don't know that to be, 161st, 167th. That's not his area. He's from down there by Cypress over there, 138th Street. But he was getting that type of money where he was all over. He was getting money all over. So I can't say he wasn't up there. But I'm just saying that, whatever this era was, he definitely wasn't around the fathers. Said, don't the Bronx River connect to Harlem? Nah, man, where y'all reading these books at? This is, y'all are giving me a whole alternative, a whole alternative New York history. Yeah, but 793rd, that was later. Like that was in the 2000s to my knowledge. Mhm. Yeah, nah, I never like see this is what I'm saying. For instance, right? The brothers from Marble Hill, they knew Lord Jamal. Like when they very first came out, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, yeah, they was being around or whatever. People was wondering like, yo, who are they? And the first person I knew, it was an older brother that used to be around us, but he had graduated high school like years before, you know what I'm saying? But we knew him, we seen him, and he was like, yeah, I knew him. He used to come around, but he was like, at the time, I guess he was just getting knowledge or whatever. So, he was like, he used to be in the background, but yeah, I know him. You know what I'm saying? And then when we went over by Marble Hill, they said, yeah, we know him. He came over there rhyming, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, at first, it's like, yo, who's this dude? Like, yo, he keep jumping on the mic, hogging up the mic. They was gonna move on him. And then they find he was the guy. I'm saying I ain't never heard nothing like that about Sadat in the Bronx. Like other people that move, like, look, King sang, he used to rush right up the block for me. I used to live on this block. Used to be Gun Hill Road. He lived on the next block right there. But that's, if he was there, yeah, that's great. But back to the topic, do we have any questions about uh, studying the lessons, speaking the lessons, so that you can get to the ultimate level of learning, which is uh, to activate these lessons. And see, this is, because see, this is the time you live. If you ain't got no questions, right? Then the next time I see you, you should know 120. You see, all these different things, us putting our heads together to make whatever move, right? It's not gonna work if we're not all on point. Like that's what basic training is for. Because when people see order, right? Order, it has an impact on you. Anything that you see, even if it's loosely organized. That's why the army march in that formation like that. So you say you never read a book specifically about New York City. When you was in Mecca, you spent time on First Avenue, and there was water which said it led to the Bronx. Yeah, but that water is the East River. See, New York, it's the city, so people don't think, but it's mad rivers in New York. Like a lot of even what you see as concrete, those was once lakes and streams and rivers, right? So you got the Hudson River on one side of Manhattan, you got the East River on the other side. Uh, the Bronx River, that's something totally else that runs some totally other place. Okay, now we get to the Washington said, what's the ideal time to have the lessons on cap? What you mean, what's the ideal time? Of day or in life? I mean, the ideal time is right now. But I mean, I can't think of anything that the ideal time is not right now. But see, that's one thing about the Brownsville method. You know what I'm saying? If you Google on my page, you'll see I got a video up there about different methods that either I used or people that I knew used in order to get it on cap. You know what I'm saying? See, I had it the easiest possible way where I was immersed in the atmosphere, right? Where it was so many 5% in my neighborhood that you was gonna find yourself quoting degrees, 10 times a day easy. Just in the course of a regular day. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you gotta remember, we at the time, we kids. So, this is what we do. We outside all day and we running into each other. And whenever we run into each other, we going through degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like at one time, that was literally, it was, I don't want to say it was a ritual, like we was doing it with any type of religious thing in mind, or, like it was, but just whatever we did, we had a cipher. Like if we got on the train to go somewhere, right? When we got on the train, we had a cipher. When we got to that place, we had a cipher. When just whatever was happening, and it served a lot of purposes. You know what I'm saying? Number one, we activated our science. We put our science in activation, but that was also how a lot of teaching got done. Because when we dropped on the scene and we go into a cyber, people know who we are. They know that's the 5%. The people who don't want nothing to do with us, they go in the other direction. The people that was, that I've always been wondering about that science, they came around. You understand what I'm saying? That was a part of that was a foundational element of, it is a foundational element of our culture, but we exercise it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say the sword is an emblem of justice, and it was used in Muhammad's time. That don't just mean it was used emblematically. You understand what I'm saying? It was used literally when justice had to be served. So for me, it was literally from morning until night. You know what I mean? Because my method, I can't really say what, but when I woke up in the morning, right, I would quote all the degrees that I knew. You know what I'm saying? Because we going in, and like this is today's degree, but you got to know all of them. So I would quote all the degrees that I know, right? And then as I was walking to school, that's when I got into today's degree. And I got whatever I was going to say when I got to the cipher. I already had that ready when I was on my way. You know what I'm saying? Then, you're going to have at least 5 ciphers in school. Wise and Justice, Power, Shotborn, all of them, they're going to come up back to school, and that's going to be a cipher. That's going to be a cipher where, everybody better know. Then after that, we're going to go uptown, Shotborn and Wise, all of them, they come and get us, take us uptown with them to the park. We get up there, we have another cipher, right? Then when I leave and go home for the night, right, I study my lessons. But before I study my lessons every night, I quoted all the degrees that I knew. And then I started studying the next one. And then I used to wake up the next day and do it over. And that's a light day. That's a day where I'm just, not too much happened. We didn't go to Harlem. We didn't go to the dudes. We didn't go, you know what I'm saying? We did that. I listen. We didn't, like the brother Joe Thornton was saying, we talking about the day we ran into the Ansars, and none of that, just on a regular day. So, being immersed in it, it was burned into me that way. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's why I say when you get the knowledge and you older, right, it's more responsibility on you. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you don't have the time to just, be on the streets quoting their degrees all the time like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's not even a matter of you wanting to do it, you know what I mean? But if your life has advanced, you know what I mean, to the point where, you got children or whatever, we didn't have no kids then. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no responsibility, and whatever we was responsible for, our mindset was knowledge come first. So, in terms of for me, I would say, just now, nonstop. You know what I mean? But in terms of what is the benefits of different things, you know what I mean? Yeah, I did find that having the lessons be the last thing that I dealt with, right, at night, right, and then I rest on it, it got solidified. And also, waking up and dealing with it when your mind is crisp. You understand what I'm saying? Like you trying to study something and you already frustrated, you already tired, you already all these other things. You understand what I mean? So that's the merit of dealing with it in the morning, but literally it's more akin to breathing. It's breathing. It's something that has to just become just natural, automatic, even if not in speaking, you know what I mean? In thinking, so that you can recognize that this character right here is Yakub. So that you can recognize that this character right here, you're not the understanding. You don't have the understanding. You're just the half original man like Columbus. See? That's the difference between that half original man they telling you about in W.F. Muhammad and that half original man they telling you about with Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus has no understanding. Yeah, the Brownsville method. See, the Brownsville method, right, that's great for when you don't have that support system like I had. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't have that, there was something, I guess you could call it peer pressure. I guess you could call it just being influenced. But, the guys was or I don't want to say was as if the brothers right now is not. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying at that time when I'm coming up, man, these brothers was so their cool kid just aura, right, was something that I looked up to. You understand what I'm saying? And so there was also that I saw certain people as being, highly principled in this. You see what I'm saying? And because I wanted to be around them, those was the brothers that was moving and shaking. There was something where like, I gotta know my lessons, you know what I mean? Because I can't let the guys down. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that is what you have to. These are the advantages, right, in teaching children. You see what I'm saying? That's why, there was always that thing, teach those kids in that next age group below you. Because they already look up to you. They already would do whatever you do. You understand what I mean? So if you gang bang, they'll gang bang. If you be God, they'll be God. If you be a car thief, they'll be a car thief. If you be a drug dealer, they'll be drug dealers. You see what I'm saying? So, I could just tell you my experience. You know what I mean? I already know it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? When you get the knowledge, your 20s, 30s is different. You got so much things that you already think you know. And like I said, just the fact that now, 120 is just another Google search away. It's just another Google search away. So, like I said, there's some things, I never see myself as a father. You know what I'm saying? You could say it's just semantics, right? But say for instance, right? I don't follow mathematics, right? I go according to mathematics. Just because I'm going according to this doesn't mean I'm a follower. It doesn't mean that I'm not analyzing things for myself. Like I'm not just running because you're running. I've identified a risk that I need to escape from. If not, I'm not running. But I'm also not going to be dumb, right? And you ran, right? You were running, and then I see the lion coming, and I'm not going to run because you already ran. And then if I run after you ran, then I'm going to be a follower. See, there's some things you think you exercising your independence, your freedom. What you're exercising is your stupidity. The key is not for you to see some whole other false reality. The key is for you to see the reality for yourself. Like right now, when you eat food, do you consider yourself a follower? But somebody prepared certain food, bought certain food for you, right? And then over time, you decided, okay, some of these foods I like a little bit more than others. You know, that following thing, you know, when it's taken out of context, becomes one of those cutting off your nose to spite your face things. Wordsmith said another good technique I recommend is using audio recording apps to record yourself quoting and then put the recording on repeat and listen to it 19 times. That's actually, you know, I know a couple brothers that use that method. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm gonna give y'all right now. I don't know how explosive this is gonna be, but I'm gonna give y'all right now. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all. You know, after this, we're gonna start winding it down. But I can give you the number one most effective way to study, learn, and retain 120 lessons. But before I tell y'all, put the drum roll on, right? I'm gonna give all of y'all a chance. I'm giving everybody a chance to see if anyone else can come up with the number one method to study, learn, and maintain 120 lessons. Why was Medina in the desert so combative? Combative with who? With each other? Yeah, that's it. Go get all the people. Tell if Mecca, tell if to put record on. Tell him to put record on. Because he might want to rebroadcast this on his channel, because you know how he do. There's 21 bridges in Manhattan? Nah, 21 bridges in Manhattan? Let me see. There's only one bridge on the west side. That's the George Washington. There's a bridge at the top of Broadway, and there's some bridge. I think that's still Manhattan. I think there's a bridge when you're going up the Major Deegan. And you got, so that's 3. You got the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, Queens Bridge, Triborough Bridge. Then you got Willis Avenue Bridge, 135th Street Bridge, 45th Street Bridge, Queens Dam Bridge, whatever is that bridge that goes from 200th Street to Fordham Road. And I forget, that's maybe about 15, 21 bridges and 15 tunnels. They must not be bridges out of Manhattan. Kosciuszko Bridge is in Queens. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Highland and Lincoln, yeah, those is tunnels. So then you also got to count, yeah, 181st Street Bridge. I did leave that one out. So they also count in the battery tunnel then too. Hamilton and Madison. Yeah, I don't know where those is at. Hamilton Bridge. Yeah, no, I don't know where those is at. Like I said, they must be bridges that don't go out of Manhattan. They probably. But the number one method of studying, learning, and maintaining 120 lessons. Anyone else? We had a couple of answers here. We have anyone else wants to add on? Or y'all ready for it? Oh, yo, what happened to Mary Luna? But it's okay. Probably good. So I guess that's it. So we did actually have the right answer put into the comment box here. See, the best way to study, learn, and retain 120 lessons is to teach it. Because to teach it, you got to speak it. And see, when you speak it, right? See, like I said, the ultimate level of learning is to put it into activation. So see, speaking it is putting it into a level of activation, right? We see you take it beyond what happens, right? When y'all in these isolated situations, right? When y'all in these isolated situations, you're only studying the lessons with your eyes. Like you just read it and you trying to quote it mentally. You see, that was another method. If you watch that, video, the Brownsville method, that was another method where, even if you by yourself, right, speak the lessons in the mirror. Look at yourself. See, because what happens when you speak it, right? You increase the amount of ways that you're experiencing the learning of the lessons. So you know how they say some people learn different ways. Some people learn by doing with their hands on. Some people can learn from you telling them, you know what I mean? Or you have different people express themselves in different ways. You know what I mean? So a dancer, he expresses himself through all his movement. You know what I mean? An artist, he expresses himself through, his his kind of spatial talent that he has for seeing space and distance and lines and everything so that he can make pictures. You understand what I mean? A person might do music and they can express themselves through sound. It's a strong the experience, right, of hearing something or seeing something or whatever is the person ways that they learn, right, has a bigger impact on their brain. You see what I mean? So they can learn easier in that way. You see, when you speak it, right? And like I said, if you sit there, you speak it in the mirror, now you seen it. You seen it on the paper and you seen yourself quoting it. See, when you speak it, now you heard yourself. See, that's two's better than one. When it comes to that. You also, when you speak it, right, just the muscle memory and the feeling of your mouth and your face and your tongue and everything when you say it. See, that's why a lot of times when you misspeak, right? Or you with that shot Kim in the law, or you with shot Kim from 974 to my shot Kim from no damn 974 from university. But yeah, that's my brothers right there. This is brother Zachariah. In fact, when I was saying, look, the brothers that's gonna come up at the school, yeah, that's them. God damn it.
Who is it? Who that?
Word up. Peace to the live chat. Peace to everybody. All right, y'all see me out here. Peace, peace, peace.
So yeah, y'all, it's like it's 1989 all over again, 1988. Listen, the guys came through to pick me up. See y'all peons later. Listen, I'm about to roll with the real guys. That's how it used to be in high school and shit. But you know, hopefully, man, everybody got my message today, man, about dealing with first things first, last things last, and making things easy for yourself and studying these lessons and, you know, recognizing the jewels that brothers give you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes something that a person tells you, right? Remember, one only learns when one teaches self. So sometimes something that you see, you have to turn it into a jewel by drawing it up. See, that's one thing that is telling you in the Build and Destroy degree in 140. You see what I mean? You draw this water up to the fullest potential of what you can get out of that water that the naked eye can't detect. You know, but with that, we want to sign off. Everybody that made it this far, do the each one, teach one, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification if you want to know when we come on. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It was a little bit late today. We stepping out right about the right time. But in the meantime, in the team time, I'm going to say peace.